Okay, here we have a Bluetooth stereo. This is our actual kind of head unit for the Bluetooth stereo that we plug into. So you can see we've got our power and ground and a whole bunch of speaker cables here. The customer complaint on this one is that the Bluetooth speaker has really bad static while on TV and on Bluetooth. The technician then went and checked the connections at the stereo, found that everything was good, thought it was a fault within the radio itself, and replaced said radio. So we got this over to our friends at ASA, and it tested fine on their bench. So what this leads to, what this leads me to believe, is that we've got a classic issue of some radio interference going on. Anytime we've got a device that utilizes radio interference or radio waves as part of how it works, including speakers, we're going to see the potential for environmental radio interference to get in the way. So that can be things like a noisy solar controller, a microwave, any sort of Bluetooth device. If you've got a loud, unshielded Wi-Fi access point, it's a little bit speculation, but let's say they're at a campsite that has a little bit older of a camp Wi-Fi system. That Wi-Fi system, if they're parked right next to the router, could be throwing off a whole lot of radio wave disturbance, could be interfering with that signal and making for a staticky sound coming out of their speakers. And another way to think of this actually ties back to a personal story of mine. I play bass guitar, and when I was in college, I played regularly for an event that we had on campus. If I had my bass amp turned on and sitting in just the right spot at our normal place where we played, I would pick up the campus radio station and play it through my speaker just because it was on. So, obviously this is a little bit of a different example. We're not talking a radio station and we're not talking an amplifier. But we're talking a teeny little amp here, so it could pick up radio interference just like my old bass amp did, and play that through the speakers as static rather than a nice clear signal. Things like that can happen. Radio waves get goofy sometimes.